All right, everyone, welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're diving into the world of Excel.
Specifically, keyboard shortcuts.
Keyboard shortcuts for Excel.
Yeah.
On a Mac,
Yes.
because we know a lot of you out there use Macs and Excel.
Yeah.
And, you're probably used to using your mouse or your trackpad.
A lot of clicking.
A lot of clicking, a lot of mousing around.
Yeah.
But what if I told you that you could be way more efficient, way faster,
You can.
if you just use the keyboard?
Absolutely.
So we found this really awesome guide that's all about Excel keyboard shortcuts on a Mac.
It's very comprehensive.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting things in there.
So by the end of this deep dive, you are going to be a keyboard ninja in Excel.
Whizzing around those spreadsheets.
Zipping,
Yeah.
making everybody jealous,
Without touching your mouse.
without ever touching the mouse.
It's a whole different way of interacting with your data.
So let's start with the basics. Movement, right? You got to be able to move around your spreadsheet.
Of course.
So everybody knows how to use the arrow keys.
Yeah. Up, down, left, right.
Up, down, left, right. You can move one cell at a time.
Yeah.
But here's something that maybe you don't know.
Maybe.
If you hold down the command key and then press an arrow key,
Goom.
you're going to go to the edge
To the edge of your data.
of your data region.
Of the region.
So what does that mean?
That means if you've got a big block of beta and there's like an empty cell, it'll take you to that empty cell.
So it essentially takes you to the boundaries of where you have data
Yes.
in your spreadsheet instead of just going one cell at a time.
Yeah.
So I imagine this is really helpful when you're working with a large data set and you need to quickly get to the top or the bottom or the left or the right edge of that data.
That's exactly right. Like imagine a massive spreadsheet with thousands and thousands of rows.
Right.
If you want to get to the bottom, you don't want to just hold down the down arrow forever.
Oh, yeah, no. Your finger would get tired.
Right.
That's like carpal tunnel waiting to happen.
So Control plus End zaps you right down to the last cell.
Okay, so Ctrl plus End is like your warp speed button
It is.
to the bottom of the sheet.
It is.
So that's amazing. And what else do we have?
Well, we've got to talk about the Home key.
Home.
Home is a very powerful key because it takes you to the beginning of the current row.
Okay, so if I'm in like cell Z100 and I press the home key,
It'll zip you back to A100.
it takes me to A100. So I'm still on row 100,
Yeah.
but now I'm at the very beginning of that row.
Exactly.
Okay, and then what about Control plus Home?
That's a good one. Control plus Home takes you all the way back up to the very beginning of the sheet.
To cell A1,
A1.
the OG.
The origin, yeah.
So wouldn't Control plus Home be redundant if you could just use Command plus up arrow? Wouldn't that also take you to the top?
You could, but it would depend on if there's data in those cells in between. Control plus Home is always going to take you to A1,
No matter what.
no matter what.
Okay.
It's like the ultimate reset button.
The ultimate reset. Okay, so now we can teleport around the spreadsheet.
Right.
What about navigating when a spreadsheet is so big that you need to scroll? You know, you've got multiple screens worth of data.
Page up, page down, those will be your friends.
Yeah, so those scroll vertically, up and down.
Vertically.
But what if I want to scroll horizontally?
Okay, here's a good one. You hold down the Option key
Option Q.
while you use page up and page down.
Whoa.
And it will move you horizontally.
So Option plus page up will go screen left,
Screen left.
and Option plus page down will go screen right.
Exactly.
That's so much faster than dragging the little scroll bar at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you've got a large data set.
Right, right. Like, I can't even imagine how tedious that would be to drag that scroll bar all the way across a huge spreadsheet.
No.
And then what about, we've got multiple sheets in our workbook. How do we navigate between those different sheets?
Okay, Control plus page up and Control plus page down.
So those will take you to the next sheet and the previous sheet.
Yes. Or Option plus left arrow and Option plus right arrow will do the same thing.
Okay, so we've got options.
Options are good.
We like options.
Yeah.
And that's really helpful when you're like doing analysis and you've got different sheets for different parts of your analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to be able to quickly jump back and forth.
Yeah. Like one sheet for your raw data, one for your calculations, maybe one for a summary.
Okay. Now, what if I get totally lost in my spreadsheet? Right? I've been scrolling all over the place. I've been making edits. I don't even know where I am anymore.
You hit Control plus delete,
Control plus delete.
and that'll bring your view back to the active cell.
Okay, so that'll center the active cell.
Center it on your screen.
So you know where you are.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, if you want even more pinpoint navigation,
Even more.
we've got some options for you.
Oh, I love options.
We do. So Control plus G,
Control plus G.
this is the go-to shortcut. And this lets you jump to any cell you want. Just type in the cell reference and you're there.
Okay, so if I want to go to cell AZ1542.
Boom. Control plus G. Type it in, you're there.
I'm there.
Another one. Control plus F or Shift plus F5.
Okay.
That's find.
I find.
This is a great tool if you're looking for specific text in your spreadsheet.
Okay.
So you type in the word or phrase you're looking for, and it will jump to the first cell that contains that text.
So if I'm looking for, like, the word revenue, it'll take me right to the cell that says revenue.
Exactly.
Okay, that's amazing.
But what if you're looking for something specific within a cell?
Within a cell.
You can use CMD plus F,
Okay.
and that will let you search within the text of that cell.
Oh, wow. That's super useful.
I know. These shortcuts are so good, right?
I'm learning so much.
So good.
And you know what? I found another shortcut. It's not even in this guide.
Really?
Yeah. Are you ready for this?
Lay on me.
If you hold down Shift and scroll the mouse wheel, it scrolls horizontally.
I had no idea about that one.
It's amazing.
And it's kind of funny that it involves the mouse wheel.
It is. It's a shortcut. All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about moving around the spreadsheet, teleporting, scrolling, switching between sheets. What else?
Okay. I think we need to address the elephant in the room.
The elephant
Scroll lock.
Scroll lock.
Yeah.
What is the deal with scroll lock?
So for all these great shortcuts to work, to use your arrow keys and navigate properly, you need to make sure that scroll lock is off.
Okay, so how do we know if it's on or off?
You probably don't.
Okay.
So just in case,
We're just going to turn it on.
we're going to toggle it.
Okay.
How do we do that?
You press Shift plus F14.
Shift plus F14.
Now, here's the thing.
Uh-oh.
Depending on what kind of keyboard you have,
Okay.
you might need to use the Control key or the Option key or even the Command key instead of Shift.
To press with F14.
Yeah. And MacBook users,
You might actually need to plug in a USB keyboard.
because the MacBook keyboards don't have an F14 key
They often don't know.
or a lot of those function keys.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the scroll lock situation.
It's very important. You got to turn it off.
You got to turn it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. It seems like mastering these shortcuts could really drastically change how we work with spreadsheets.
It's not even just about speed.
Oh, okay.
It's also about ergonomics. You're using the keyboard more, your mouse less.
Right.
You're putting less strain on your wrists.
Less strain on your
Less repetitive stress injuries.
is healthier.
So you can keep on excelling.
Oh, I see what you did there. So here's something to think about.
Right.
How could these shortcuts change your workflow? What tasks would become easier or faster?
Yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
And then go forth and conquer those spreadsheets.
Become an Excel keyboard ninja.